I want to help you write one sentence that you can repeat over and over to make more money and grow your business. I call this sentence the one-liner. A one-liner is one sentence that you can use, but it's a very formulaic sentence. Then, by the way, you're going to use this sentence anytime somebody asks, what do you do? The first part of the sentence is the problem. You're going to identify what problem that you solve. Next, you're going to position your product as the solution to that problem. And after that, you're going to talk about the result that your customer will experience if they use your solution to solve their problem. It's one sentence. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you're at a cocktail party and you run into two people who do the exact same thing. They have the same business, charge the same price, offer the same value, same quality. All of it is exactly the same. You're talking to the first one and you say, hey, what do you do? And they say, well, I'm an at-home chef. I come to your house and cook. You're going to say, that's very interesting. Where did you go to culinary school? What's your favorite thing to cook? What are your favorite restaurants in town? How do you make a good hollandaise sauce? You're going to make casual conversation. Now, an hour later, you're across the room, you're talking to somebody else, and you say, what do you do? Now, they are also an at-home chef, but that's not how they answer the question. When you say, what do you do? They say, well, you know how most families don't eat together anymore, and when they do, they don't eat healthy? I'm an at-home chef. I come to your house and cook. And when I come to your house and cook, you sit down, you eat a great meal, and you connect with your family, finally, because you're not worried about cooking or cleaning up. Wow. Who's going to do more business? Chef 1 or Chef 2? Everybody has always answered Chef number 2. We feel it in our bones. Chef number 2 is going to do all the business. Why? The reason is they used a one-liner. Instead of saying, well, I'm an at-home chef, which is just the product. All you did was talk about the product. Open with the problem. You know how most families don't eat together anymore? When they do, they don't eat healthy? I'm an at-home chef. When somebody asks what you do and you start talking about the problem first, the product suddenly is infinitely more valuable, right? If somebody says, by the way, if I'm on an airplane and somebody asks me what I do, I don't use a one-liner. Because if I use a one-liner, they are so interested in clarifying their message that I basically have to do hours of free consulting. So I just try to avoid the question. No, I mean, it is that powerful to get people to say, wait a second. And by the way, if they don't have the problem you solve, their aunt does, their uncle does, their nephew does, their sister does, and they're trying to get your business card to give it to the person who has the problem. But if you just tell them what they do, you didn't increase the value of your product or your service by starting with the problem. So the problem is very important. Let's break this down. Now, we just made up a company. The company is an e-bike, an electric bike company. This company doesn't exist, but let me give you a fictional one-liner. First, state the problem. With 110 people moving to Nashville every day, people are wasting more and more time sitting in traffic. So that's the problem part of the one-liner. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to have you write a one-liner right here in this session. I want you to take, this is an important exercise, I want you to take 3 minutes, and write the first part of your one-liner. Don't write the second or third part. Just write the problem. We've seen a lot of people who are struggling with, a lot of people experience this and can't stand it. A lot of people have sleepless nights because I want you to get to the problem really, really quickly. Next thing that you've got to do is part 2, position the product as the solution to the problem. So for our e-bike company that I made up, with a circuit e-bike fitted just for you, and that's it. You don't have to talk about your product. Tell me what the product is. Now there is one part to this that I really want you to understand. If you've opened up a story loop about a problem, it needs to be very obvious that your solution will solve that problem. For instance, if you say restlessness and anxiety can ruin your life, we've created a sleep mask that will help you sleep. Well, wait a second. You opened up a story loop about restlessness and anxiety, and you closed a story loop about sleep. Those are two different stories. One story is about restlessness and anxiety. The other story loop is about sleep. So you got to change one of them. Either change the product to make it about something that solves restlessness and anxiety, but I would actually prefer you change the story loop so that it's about sleep. If you have had problems sleeping, it might be because you need a sleep mask that we have created, right? So open a story loop, the product closes the story loop. All right, I'm going to give you 3 minutes now to write the solution part of your one-liner. You have 3 minutes to write the solution part of your one-liner. So you've got the problem, which is honestly, that's the most important part. You've positioned your product as the solution to the problem. We're going to do one more soundbite, and that is the result. So the result, the problem, product, and result all go together. So let me give you an example from our e-bike company. You'll get to work faster, and you'll add hours back to your day. All right? So give me the result that your product will cause to happen in my life, and add that to the end of this one-liner. Now, I said one sentence earlier. I don't actually care if you use 2 or 3 sentences, as long as it is a short, succinct phrase or statement that includes the problem, the product, and the result that the customer will experience. This, by the way, is the happy ending, right? It's the happily ever after. If I buy your product, I'll have a clear message and my business will grow. So, you need to get that soundbite in there. 3 minutes. Okay, let me just show you an example of when we put all 3 parts of the one-liner together. So when we put it all together, with 110 people moving to Nashville every day, people are wasting more and more time sitting in traffic. With the Circuit e-bike fitted just for you, you'll get to work faster and add hours back to your day. That's a one-liner. Our chef, by the way, you know how most families don't eat together anymore? When they do, they don't eat healthy. I'm an at-home chef. I come to your house and cook so your family can connect with each other around the dinner table rather than having to cook and clean up after dinner. That's a one-liner. It's super easy to write it, to memorize it, and to say it. And just the one-liner will grow your business. All those 7 sound bites in your brand script, they'll grow your business. But your one-liner will also grow your business. We need to think a lot. We've thought a lot about our product. We've thought a lot about our customers. We haven't thought about the words we are using to describe the product. Listen to me. The words that you use got you married. The words that you use got you a job. The words that you use will get you elected president. The words that you use will grow your business. So think about the words you use. Make them short, simple, easy to understand, and repeat them often.